Buenos dias, ¿cómo está? Kai Pachi here with the weekly Pele report. October 1st. Whew. Made it through September, but oh my God, look out, baby. The best and the worst is yet to come. I mean, I feel like, and we'll get into it a little bit more with the mantra for today, but really, I don't know if you've gone whitewater rafting. I used to have a boat. I love it. I used to live up in the river country and go whitewater rafting, and you got some still water, for a while, and you have to paddle. And then you start hearing, I think there's some rapids up ahead there, maybe even a little bit of a waterfall. And as you get, it starts getting louder and louder, and the water starts moving faster and faster. And then it's like, oh my God, baby, you don't have to, then you got to watch out. You don't want to paddle too much. You got to take the paddle out of the water sometimes, not hit a rock. And then sometimes you got to like dig in to get that boat, over so you don't hit a rock. Yeah? Well, that's about where we are now. Yeah? The water is starting to speed up. We got some rapids coming. Yeah? And they're coming fast. And the water is starting to move fast. Okay? And astrologically, this can be obviously seen by we are approaching the eclipses. It's the eclipse season, yeah? And this is not just a normal eclipse season. All eclipses were not created equal, okay? Because this one has Uranus conjunct the south node of the moon. I just did a whole video on eclipses. I'm going to do 2 of them for the New Paradigm community. You might want to check out joining that. But I'm talking about how there's north node eclipses and south node eclipses, and this particular eclipse coming up now on October 8th. It's a week from today. Next Wednesday we have a lunar eclipse. It's a full moon where the moon is now, it's square. Like today it's in Capricorn. We've got a first quarter square moon in Capricorn, sun in Aries. Okay, 8 degrees 55 minutes. Okay, it's happening. You can look at the chart that comes with the Pele report. And then on Friday, the moon goes into Aquarius. Okay, and then on Sunday moves into Pisces. And then comes around next Wednesday. Okay, she's in Aries, opposite the sun, full moon, but Uranus is there, conjunct the south node of the moon. Eclipses always happen on the moon's nodes. And the sun comes up to the north node of the moon in Libra. And they both square Pluto. Now actually, the sun squares Pluto this week. Okay, she's at 8 degrees coming up to that eclipse, which is at 15 degrees. Pluto's at there, at 11 or so. So she's going to be squaring Pluto. She comes into an opposition with Uranus this weekend before the eclipse. We have Sun, Uranus, Pluto, T-square. Okay? So that's a lot of tension. I'm going to describe a little bit about what that means for those of you who are not into astrology. And then we've got, if that wasn't like enough, okay, Mars moving through Sagittarius, okay, is now coming into, like this week is trine to Uranus. And next Wednesday is trine Jupiter. But it's really, you got to give it 2 weeks. It kind of started kicking in this last weekend. You may have felt this change in energy, this speeding up of energy, like, oh my God. Yeah, the roller coaster is going to start shooting down. Yeah, because Mars, trine Uranus, trine Jupiter, this is a grand trine in fire. Sag, Aries, Leo. With Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, again, all trines are not created equal. All grand trines are definitely not created equal. You've got to look at the planets involved, the signs involved, the aspects with other things that are going on. And I want to look at this and I want to explain this a little bit. I'll get right into that right away. Okay? Mars, Sagittarius. Oh, well, one last thing. Mercury. Mercury inched its way into Scorpio Yeah, it's at 2 degrees Scorpio, and this weekend it goes, ah! This is too heavy, this is too intense for me. I'm going retrograde, turning around and getting the hell out of here. So Mercury is going retrograde on Saturday, and it's going to be going right back to Libra. You know, it's like, this is too deep, too heavy, man. You know, so Libra's going Mercury's going retrograde. Now, yeah, everybody's got all kinds of stuff about this Mercury retrograde. I mean, I'm packing my bags and getting on an airplane tomorrow for 2 months with a retrograde Mercury. It's like, what kind of an astrologer are you? I look at the deeper significance of Mercury retrograde. Oh yes, you know, Mercury retrograde is about reflecting, thinking, analyzing, navigating, going, doing. If we busy our minds with the external world and become overly preoccupied with other people's business and with what's outside of us, thank God Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year for 3 weeks, and it's about time to reflect, go inward, meditate, think about yourself, what you need, your karma, your path, your truth. Individualize your thoughts. Stop conforming to other people's realities and other people's ideas and other people's solutions, and come to your own. This is what a retrograde Mercury is about. It's a very powerful time. Mercury retrograde, whenever a planet is retrograde, it's more powerful. It's time to be more individualized in our approach towards that planetary function. It's time to think for yourself. This is Mercury retrograde. And not to be overly distracted by Facebook and iTunes and all this other, what everybody else is saying, or what everybody else is thinking, or everything that's out there. It's like, mind your own business. That's what retrograde Mercury is about. And if you are minding your own business and you are reflecting, life is not going to screw up on you. There's no accidents. It's when you are not reflecting and you are not contemplating and you are lost in everybody else's business, that's when your computer breaks down, your car breaks down, you get bad news or whatever, all this kind of stuff. So there's nothing bad that happens. Everything that happens is for our human conscious evolution, to become aware of something that we were not aware of before. And retrograde Mercury is helping us do that. So let's stop giving retrograde Mercury such a hard time. Okay, that's my speech on retrograde Mercury, man. Ow! Now, here's a speech on Sagittarius. Yeah, no, I mean Sagittarius. Let's look at Sagittarius. Oh, man. What is Mars in Sagittarius? Is my quest for truth, the understanding, the meaning of life, the Ark of the Covenant, the search for the Holy Grail. It's like, you know, I have to make sense out of what the hell is going on around here. Give me some religion. Give me some God. Give me some belief system. I prefer natural law. Nature shows us we can learn from nature primarily. I have a lot to say about that a little later on. Yeah. Now I'll say it right now. I was going to do just a quick short report today, and now it's like all this shit comes up to say. Anyway, you know, I'm thinking of these banana trees. You know, the banana, it's actually a grass. I don't know if you've seen them, but these bananas, they shoot up, and then they give you a big bunch of bananas that is so dang heavy that it knocks the banana tree over before the bananas are even ripe, because they hardly have any roots at all. So this is like a perfect example, okay, of shooting up, okay, you know, and being like we don't want to, it's like we don't want to be like a banana tree, you know. I mean, it's not a tree, but like I said, whatever the hell a banana is. We don't want to shoot up prematurely, rapidly, impulsively, spontaneously, without contemplation or maturity or, understanding, just, rise up, and what happens? Bam! You fall down. Yeah? It's like you want to build something that's going to last. Saturn. Saturn is good for us. Yeah? You set the foundation stone. You have patience, endurance, perseverance, objectivity, maturity. You go slow, and you do it right. This is our Saturn in Scorpio. Yeah? A lot of other people telling us how to do that right. That's Scorpio. Powerful others. Okay, being kind of Saturn for us. But it's like the more we are our own Saturn, we grow like an oak tree or a hardwood. I think of ironwood. I mean these hardwoods, they take forever to grow. Be like a sequoia tree or a redwood tree. They grow hundreds of years. Yeah, I mean this is where, the temptation with this grand trine. Okay, Uranus is the nervous system. Jupiter is expansion, opportunity, optimism, go for it, I can do anything, I am everything, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, charge, fight, overthrow, lead, rebel. And then you trine that to Mars in Sagittarius, it's jihads. It's religious wars. I'm right, my belief system is right. Well, I know what's true, I know what is, this right, wrong, good, bad kind of stuff. I mean, Mars in Sagittarius can be dangerous. Yeah? And then you trine it to Uranus in Aries, which can be impulsive and rash and extreme. And then you trine that to Jupiter, which just says more, 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 more. Bigger, bigger, wider, wider, greater, greater. No matter what. It's like this is the grand trine from hell. Pretending or posing like it's a grand trine from heaven. Wow. Like, this is really good for you. I know what's best for you. It's like, nah, 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 nah. Everybody talking down to everybody else. I mean, this is like nuts making. I was thinking of, the definition of insanity. I mean, these can be insane times. And we've got this Sun opposite Uranus, okay? Uranus deals with insanity and mental instability. It's the ruler of Aquarius. And we got the Moon moving into Aquarius. Yeah, this is a time when people can go nuts. You can lose it during this type of, it's like a rush of your chemical, your physiology. Your brain starts secreting all kinds of chemicals, and your hormones and your glandular system goes nuts, and everything is just like, ah! This is like people going bonkers, baby. Like I say, this is coming for, you got to give it 2 weeks. This grand trine, Mars moves slowly. It's already happening now. It's peaking, like this weekend and next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it's going to like taper off a little bit. But it's definitely a 2-week grand trine with a Mars, with a Mars aspect going on. And of course, Jupiter, Uranus are in trine for a long time. So, back to where I was. Where was that? That's what can happen. You go so fast that you forget where you were. Oh my God. Yeah. Insanity. I mean, I was just thinking of insanity as like thoughts or ego. Thoughts are the tools of ego, which are limited to the third dimensional survival polarized consciousness. And insanity for me could be like when you separate yourself or isolate yourself, or your thoughts or your thinking is so separate from the reality. I don't want to say, reality is a bad word, It's more like separate from what is. And then you draw out and you're alienated, isolated, and you start thinking along, wild lines, because you're not in touch with nature, you're not in touch with your body, you're not in touch with the seasons, the cycles, other people, governments, institutions, religions. You lose touch out of separation. I mean, in some ways we could say like insanity is when the ego has taken over too much. And the spirit, the heart, that connects and unites and loves and understands and has compassion and reaches out and receives, you know, in. Yeah, I mean, this exchange between the self and other. This is the North Node Sun in Libra. This is the truth, the reality, the future, the evolutionary path. That's really where what we're getting pushed into is cooperation and compromise. And I talked about it last week with that, you know, mantra on sacrifice. Yeah, it's, you know, it's about, yeah, connecting, not doing this separation. I'm right, got to have my way, got to da 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 da. This is the age of Aquarius. The downside of Aquarius is insanity, separation, detachment, ruthlessness, head on a stick. Yeah, no heart. You know, just a supercomputer that can destroy, kill. Yeah, you know, just hurt other people. Yeah, in the realm of being smart or being right. This is the opposite of Leo. Leo is ruling the heart chakra, the solar plexus. It has, you know, to do with this fiery self that is playful and fun and, you know, gambling and goofing around. Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, that polarity. So anyway, enough about insanity. You know, let's not be insane. Let's not get carried away. Let's not overdo and overexpand and preach, you know, and just like take the stage and take the pulpit and start, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? You got to do it my way or this way or the way or whatever, you know. A lot of times people confuse my way for the way. Oh, baby. Woo. So where was I going with all of this? I was going all about how to deal with all this. You know, I mean, it's nice to give advice or whatever. Speaking of Mars and Sagittarius. Anyway, astrology, you know, my approach to astrology and Kundalini Yoga, of course. And now it's kind of interesting. Even Kundalini Yoga says, take that Kundalini energy from your root chakra and shoot it up your spine, you know, to liberate and open your third eye. This is Kundalini Yoga. And as much as I do that and practice that and believe in that and love that and it's awesome, this week I'm going to say, guess what we got to do? Go down. But even, and you can download, I'm going to put up on my website, long, deep breathing. Yeah? It's a great exercise and really necessary for this time. And it's part of pranayama, it's part of Kundalini Yoga. You belly breathe, yeah? You breathe all the way down and all the way in, and you completely relax yourself. And you come into your lower chakras. This is what we need to do, not be like a banana tree that shoots up and falls over, but no, we want to put out some roots. This is the Sun square Pluto now that I'm talking about. This is Saturn in Scorpio. This is the balancing factor to all of this fire that can just burn up and start a forest fire and destroy all kinds of everything. Yeah? It's like slow down, breathe, feel your body, stay in your core. Do not be yanked or pulled or, yeah, by these temporary impulses and desires and needs or demands from other people in the world. It's like this is a time, it's like a testing time. It's a time of great growth and great opportunity, and tremendous things can be accomplished. This is really kind of a culmination since the last eclipses in March and that grand cross that we had in April. This is like everything that has been building for 6 months. This is the culmination, the fruition. Treat it that way. Know that this is not just a passing, whatever, get through it kind of a time, but really slow, careful, contemplated decisions are going to really keep you, yeah, in a place of where great success. I mean, the upside of this grand trine fire is absolute, like, oh yeah. everything is happening that I've been working for, putting together for 6 months. This is like awesome, and it's busy and stressful and, you know, too much going on, but so much gets done, so much gets accomplished. We're finishing, completing, wrapping up, and then like sowing seeds and starting these new projects, and it's like, this is a beautiful time. Yeah, it's really it's a great time. It's a time of Jupiter in Leo is getting pregnant. You know, it's like we're all pregnant, you know, with new ideas or new projects or new, you know, ways of doing things or a new future. I mean, it's really beautiful. Let's not, you know, get down on it just because it's, you know, maybe too much or too fast or whatever, but just like, keep your temperature down, okay, keep your energy grounded, stay in your body, and it's a hell of a ride. It's a lot of fun. It's awesome. So that brings me to the mantra for today. Yeah. And to successfully ride these rushing waves, I must stay down in the boat. Oh man. And lower my center of gravity, trusting my gut to know. Yeah? I don't know if you've ever stood up in a canoe. You know, it's like, whoa, baby, or a rowboat or something like that, man. And if you're coming to rapids or something, what do? They say, stay down, stay in the boat, lower your center of gravity. I used to ride a Harley, you know, and it was like the choppers were so low to the ground, but it was like they didn't tip over, right? The lower your center of gravity, the less you're like a banana tree, and you're not going to fall over or get blown away like the Three Little Pigs. Yeah? Don't build your house out of frickin' sticks and whatevers. You know, make it out of Saturn, stone, brick. To successfully ride these rushing waves, I must get down in the boat and lower my center of gravity, trusting my gut to know. Trust your instinct, trust your body, trust yourself, and you won't get misled, deceived, fall into insanity or illusion or delusions. Boom. Stay down. It can be nice down there in the dark. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.